It's the 20th of March 2011. I'm John Nayler from channelwoodsunday.com. I'm here with the new Minister for Tourism and a couple of other things, Jan Jarratt. Thank you very much for your time.
John, well, good to be with you again.
Yeah, great. Now, I've got myself a haircut and you've got yourself a new job. Now, what is that title?
It's the Minister for Tourism, Manufacturing and Small Business.
Okay, right, okay. Well, that's great to have someone so close to home involved with tourism. And obviously, we're quite expectant about that. But what does it really mean on the ground? You've obviously got a lot more work to do.
Oh, look, there's a mountain of work ahead of me as we try to recover some ground in the tourism industry. We know all about what we've been hit with over the summer. I don't want to go there again. In fact, the point is we've drawn a line in the sand now. We're going to look forward. We're going to only be positive. And we're working with industry. The federal government's put in money, the state government's put in money, and we're all looking to the future now, wanting to really rebuild the industry, rebuild morale, and just move forward to some brighter days.
Yeah, okay, great. Well, that's straight out of the doctorate, obviously, Jan, but no, let's move on to the $1 million memo. Now, that's the reason I got you here today to talk about. What's this all about?
It's an exciting new campaign, a little bit in the vein of the best job in the world. What we hope will be a global, viral campaign that will excite companies and businesses this time. This is where we're aiming at, rather than the leisure traveller. It's all about companies, teams at work, putting in a 60-second video into a competition. They'll be judged against entries from all over the world as to what they say about their workplace, the sort of team they are, and how much they'd love to have a reward holiday in Queensland. So it's really about putting Queensland out there again on the global map, but with a slightly different...
so it's very much best job in terms of its format, but this time it's a team sport as well, because you've got the corporates doing it as a group of at least 3 within.
That's right. Any company, any business that has at least 3 staff can enter. You can have 200 people in your 60-second video if you wish, or you can have 3. So it's very, very flexible. There are a few things that aren't allowed, like nudity and obscenity, but other than that, we're being fairly flexible and encouraging people just to have a bit of fun with this.
Yeah, okay. And $1 million prize, I mean, that's enormous. What is the state going to foot the bill for this?
Well, the really good thing about this prize is that the value is up to $1 million, but a lot of that will be in kind through our partners in this program, like Virgin Blue and Etihad Airlines. They'll provide most of the flights for this. And we've got some other great companies, accommodation providers and tour organisers. So, look, it'll be to the value of $1 million, but the state will put in whatever it has to up to that value.
And this is whole of state. I mean, obviously, we've got a lot of focus here in the Wet Sundays, as did all up and down the coast of the Great Barrier Reef at Best Job, but this is the whole of state thing, isn't it? So these people are going to be dragged from pillar to post all over, Longreach and...
Exactly. I mean, there's a few levels to
find something for them to do at, Mount Isa or something.
Well, if they wish. The thing about the winning entry will have to visit at least 3 places in Queensland. More if they wish, but at least 3. So it's about getting maximum exposure across the state, because as you know, we're a very, very tourism industry here in Queensland. Everything from coral reef to rainforest to outback to wonderful relaxation, helicopter flights, adventure tourism, you name it, we've got it. So it's about getting some variety and exposure right across the state.
Yeah, now the former Minister, Peter Lawler, of course, was big on the Arachula in terms of the empty letterboxes out there. But, I mean, do you think that they need to slip out there at all? Or?
Oh, look, it's up to them, really. I mean, that's a really interesting thing. If someone from the other side of the world is interested to go to Arachula to have a look at letterboxes, that'll be their choice. But I think they're probably going to be more interested in meeting up with some of our unique wildlife. Naturally, the Great Barrier Reef is going to feature really highly on anyone's wish list. And I'm sure our famous beaches down in the southern part of the state are also going to, have a visit from whoever the successful bidder is.
Yeah, well, obviously an opportunity for them to meet with some of the fabulous characters that live here in Queensland throughout the state, I guess.
Absolutely. I mean, this is what people say about Queensland and Australia, I guess, but we're very warm people. We love welcoming people and sharing our home with them. And I think that's going to be a really big feature of this package. It will actually inspire companies from all around the world to come not just through this competition, but will really highlight what Queensland has to offer the incentive market.
Oh, right, okay. Now, let's be serious for a minute, though. I mean, it's probably a little bit of a criticism that did come out about the best job, and, they sort of suggested that we didn't really see the numbers come through from that. And we're mid-GFC, Jan. I mean, you're asking corporates to jump in and consider Queensland as a destination with the dollar the way it is. I mean, are we asking a bit much?
Well, there's no better time to be raising the profile to Queensland than right now. Look, yes, it's tough. It's tough everywhere, but we still have a vibrant tourism industry, and we're still the best place in the world to visit.
Yeah.
If you wanted to give your staff an incentive for their hard work, where better could you possibly send them than Queensland?
Yeah,
So, best job in the world was exposed Queensland to 3 billion people around the world. It raised the equivalent of $400 million in advertising. That's money no government could ever find to spend. So we know the value add of these viral campaigns, and we think this one's going to be just as successful in terms of the exposure that it gets. Then, of course, it's up to our individual operators and our groups of operators to really do their bit on the back of this campaign.
Yeah, well, obviously you look towards the individual operators. They're the ones that really need to land the big fish with this thing. You guys are raising awareness, aren't you?
Well, we are, but remember, we're also doing other things at the moment. $10 million in additional funding to promote Queensland. Now, 800,000 of that is going into the backpacker market overseas and in Sydney and Melbourne. We've got $4.5 million going into interstate promotion. We have $400,000 in campaigns going into several of our international marketplaces. So there's a lot happening. So we've got the awareness raising, but we've also got the good deals. We've got the actual awareness really starting to build.
My goodness, Jan. I mean, that's a whole lot of money, isn't it? I mean, and it could tame with a Queensland that is rebuilding to a certain extent. I mean, there's some deep pockets being dug into here, I think. Jan?
Tourism's a really important industry for Queensland. Can't get away from that. We know in our area how many jobs are dependent on tourism, directly and indirectly.
Absolutely.
Airlie Beach wouldn't be here if it weren't for tourism. And there are many places across the state who are similarly reliant on tourism. So the state and federal governments just really not only had no option, but were willing to support this industry because it's just so important.
Yeah. Okay, it's fabulous. And of course, on top of that, we're also supposed to smile and take the pledge as well. And there's so many things going on, Jan. I mean, I wonder how long it'll be before we're talking again about something else you're going on.
We'll be making announcements nearly every week for the next little while. But you're right about the focus on service delivery. We're having a very layered campaign here, and there's a part that starts right at the grassroots when a visitor to our area walks into an accommodation house or gets on a boat to go on a tour, and it's about how they're made to feel. Because we all know, a smile and a welcome just wins hands down every time. But when times are tough, like they are now, and people are feeling the pinch, it's a little hard sometimes to remember just to rise above that and give our visitors that special experience that's really going to pay dividends, for forever.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's fantastic. All right, well, pretty much up to date, I think, on top of that. And what, you're off to a plane to a cabinet meeting and...
Oh, yes. Yes, work beckons. Back to Brisbane, cabinet tomorrow. Lots of work to do tonight. Yeah. But that's the new life job.
Oh, you're lucky girl, Jan. All right, well, thank you very much for your time. All right, well, that'll be enough for today. I'm John Nayler from channelwhitsunday.com.